Let's create a mobile menu for our application. Our menu will appear when we click the hamburger button and will have some information about the current user. Things like their tasks, what they've completed, and a set of menu items for navigation to various pages of our application. Okay, let's get started. First, let's rename the page to mobile menu and set the background color. Now, let's add a box that will hold our mobile menu. We'll set up its layout on the page and we'll change its background color. Now, let's create the hamburger button. We'll add a hamburger icon and then define its style and dimensions. Next, we'll group it into a box that will serve as a holder for our hamburger button. Now, let's change the background color of the hamburger button to a darker color on hover. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's add the user's photo and nameplate. We'll speed this part up a bit to get things into place, refining our digital experience to meet and exceed the desires of our product requirements. Okay, let's go for the meat and potatoes. Let's build our mobile menu. First, we'll add a new text component and we'll group it into a box. We'll call this box menu row and drag it into the mobile menu holder. That way, if we ever reposition the menu holder, the menu rows will go with it. Okay, here's the fun part. Let's turn a simple text component into a menu. We'll do this in two parts. First, we'll bind the repeater of the text component to the spreadsheet. By using the auto and down direction, we're saying that we'd like to use all cells going downward in the spreadsheet until we see a blank cell. And second, let's actually bind the text component's text property to the first cell. This way, the menu knows where to start getting its data from the spreadsheet. Let's spruce things up by adjusting the layout. We want to give ourselves some spacing here on the left to have the text breathe a bit. And now, let's refine things a bit. We'd like to add a highlight effect, so when we tap a menu item or hover over it, we'd like to have the menu's background change its color. To do this, we'll enable hover styles and check pass hover event to direct children. That's so that when we hover over each menu box, the components inside of it will also see that we're hovering over them, and they can change their style if needed. Okay, now let's bind the background color of our menu with a color on the spreadsheet. I'll click Not Fixed to get into a mode where all the menu items take the color from this single cell, B14. Great! Let's click the preview button and check out what we've built. We'll mouse over the menu and it's really starting to take shape. Let's also take out the border for each menu row to refine the experience. Okay, that looks pretty good. We've now got a menu based on data in the spreadsheet and a hover effect to boot. Not bad for a couple minutes of turning our idea into reality. Let's keep going. Let's refine our font styles, colors, and add some more precision to our menu. We'd like to add a vertical white stripe that appears for any menu item that's hovered over. A white stripe is just a box that we add and tweak to position it a bit, just right. The white stripe is looking pretty good. Next, we'll use the same approach to add indicators to our menu items. We'll speed this up a bit since it's more of the same. But if you'd like to see how this works in practice, please check out our docs on how the repeater and layouts work. And now, let's add some behavior to our menu. First, let's set up the mobile menu to show and hide when we click on the hamburger button. We'll bind the hamburger button's onClick event to a cell that contains the hide overlay function. Let's try it. When we click the hamburger button, the page with our mobile menu overlay disappears. Let's do the same thing for the mobile menu to appear. We'll bind the onClick event to a cell that has the show overlay formula, which will get our mobile menu to reappear. We'll try it a few times. Looks good. Oh yeah, since we're building a menu, let's actually hook up the navigation. We'll bind the onClick event to our menu items in the spreadsheet. In the spreadsheet, we'll use the GoToPage function to decide which page we'd like to open in response to our click on the menu. And that's all there's to it. We no longer have to compromise between speed and the quality of our user experience. On MintData, we get both. Simple, yet refined. That's the power of MintData.